A social media expert is urging parents to broaden their birds and the bees chat to include things like ISIL and sexting. Nicole Matejic says growing up's never been harder, and mums and dads shouldn't assume their children can't be radicalised.
As a consultant to NATO and the government on social media, Nicole's well placed to give parents an insight into how ISIL is reaching out to our kids, and she's been good enough to join us now. Nicole, I think a lot of people will be watching this and thinking, this doesn't really apply to me or my kids. Is this something that all parents really do need to talk to their kids about?
Yeah, I think they do need to have this consideration when they're talking to their children, especially on their social and online channels and how they're being monitored, because they really can't be sure what their children are seeing. ISIL are very, very good at projecting their imagery and video into hashtag feeds, for example, like World Cup. So whether it's intentional or not that the child may be exposed to this kind of material, they can certainly come across it.
When we're talking about something here, like terrorism, how do we teach our kids about that without making them terrified of the real world and still allowing them to function happily as kids?
As ISIL have proven, they use a lot of different methods in social media to try and normalise what's happening in Syria and Iraq. So, for example, a lot of children here take pictures of their lunch and post it to Instagram or Facebook. We've seen recently coming out of Syria that, young jihadi wives are taking pictures of Chinese takeout, for example, to try and normalise what life's like over in Syria. So the message to give to them is, don't always believe what you see on social media, and if you've got some questions, let's have a discussion about it.
Is there an age you think is appropriate to start talking to our kids about ISIL and other dangers? Is that age, I guess, when they start using computers and social media?
I think, children are on YouTube. They can navigate YouTube really, really quickly and easily, and ISIL are really good at hijacking SEO and different tags to try and get their imagery in front of children. We've seen children, as young as 14 out of Britain coaching others in terrorist attacks. So young children, I would say, around the puberty age, definitely.
Well, Nicole, it's a really interesting idea that you floated. I think a lot of parents are going to be thinking freshly and again about this. Thanks so much for talking to us.
My pleasure, thank you.
I reckon that hashtag World Cup is the scariest thing to hear as a parent.
Yep.
It can be something as innocent as that they can tap into and start selling images and start getting your child slowly groomed, and you can just never assume that it's not happening.
But I think we need to take that notion of stranger danger into the whole cyber world as well. You don't talk to a stranger in the street, you don't talk to a stranger on the internet either.
It's difficult though, because that's what the internet's kind of become based on. So, yeah.
Well, speaking